Good afternoon, my name is Juan Foo. I'm a Singapore-based film producer, and I've been producing easily for maybe a bit more than 2 decades already. Wild West, yes. I attribute the Wild West to actually imply that, as a young country like Singapore trying to make its own films and culture, it's really no holds barred. There are no best practices, no standards, no precedents. So it's really like you have to do a lot of things yourself, and you have to think and consider the repercussions on your own. I regarded storytelling as intellectual property, or rather the stories that have been created. I feel in this day and age, it has become more and more important, again because there are so many opportunities to tell stories now, with platforms and with online. I think story development for us is really to think through what kind of stories we want to tell, how to tell it, who is our target audience. Can we interest a wider audience to watch our stories and our films? And then again, if you really wear the producer's hat, to whom can we pitch these story ideas and develop the story projects? I brought the project into a project market, and 1 year later I realized that another filmmaking group, and obviously bigger with more resources, actually made a film that is very close to what we had wanted to pitch, which again, sidelined and deprioritized my own project, which was a pity. It was quite unfortunate. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to bring up a case against these people. But it was really a learning experience for myself, because if you can't cook your project up to a stage where you can actually enforce it in terms of your IP rights, somebody else may actually just take the elements, and because they are bigger and stronger, they may actually reach the market earlier than you. You need to fully develop your project with the proper stakeholders before you introduce it to the market. There are many film markets and there are many project and content markets in the world. So as an independent producer, bringing a new project into these markets and exposing them to other producers can be quite challenging. The way to ensure story development, intellectual property is retained is to really take a lot of notes. It goes down to the basics, and I mean any kind of copyright law and concept will actually require you to put everything in tangible form. I think bottom line for IP creation and protection is really about education. Dedicated campaigns to educate the industry about IP and its valuation. I think there is never enough of that. I think it should start in schools. Copyright, and media law is not necessarily a sexy topic, but I think it should be taught in schools. Another idea for that is to have a level playing field almost, for some sort of registry that can be developed and sustained and recognized by both the authorities and also the practitioners, so that some kind of tracking can be actually established. And when there's tracking established, then there will be a certain level of, I would say, relevant recognition, to creative work, so that when really push comes to shove, there's a certain level of reference and trackability. So for me as a producer, many times when I receive people that want to send me their scripts or their projects, I would always say, please register it first before you send it to me, because I will not read it. If the writer or the creator doesn't even bother or doesn't even want to spend, a bit of money to establish this document, I don't think it's necessary for anybody else to value that piece of work.